Hello people, Ray Townsend here. Haven't done a video for a while, so I thought I'd have a go at one. I've made some similar to what I'm doing here, and what this is a chap, I don't know his name now, comes from up north, and he saw my not a website, me channels, how I clean these stoves up, etc. And he said, would you be able to do mine up? I said, well, yeah, of course I would. Well, he sent me the two. They're both black in colour, but they're a hell of a state. So what I've done is, without further ado, I've loosened the necessary parts up that I need to, and I'll just move you in here so you can see a bit more. This is an Optimus, this one, and the tin. Which tin is it? This is the tin, second one. But it's a black paint of some sort they put on. They really have put it on heavy, and of course because they're burning petrol, and it's what's happened is it's melted it where they spilt it. As soon as they ignite it, woof, half the tin is alight. So this is before cleaning them up. So this is the Optimus 8R. Now first thing I do is I'm going to take the bell off and the flame spreader, like so. Then take this nut off. That is very tight, and obviously whoever's tried to get it off has mullered it. Now, so I was led to believe, I think he said there's it's got two new wicks in. I've got a new wick in. This bolt is in a state. I've loosened that up so I can undo that, like so. I'm going to clean it all up before I do anything, before polishing it. This one, I'll take this off now. This is a tapered thread, this, so you don't have to over tighten it. Unscrew it off the tank. Oh, and we don't have a wick in there. So there you go. Now, as you can see, this nut just here somewhere, you can see it's a little bit mullered. But it's not too bad. I managed to get it off. But there is a knack how to get these undone. And here's a prime example of one that they couldn't get undone. This is a Russian copy, this one. And this is what happens, it soots them all up. You know, they're black as the ace of spades. But now just look at that nut. You see that nut? Do it that way as well. It's basically, there's no nut at all. Let me tell you this one back out now. So that's got to be done. Oh, and this is what we've got as a wick. Looks like a shriveled up lugworm or something. Anyway, there's that. So you're going to be wanting a new wick for that. But this is what happens. Look how it soots all your hands up. As soon as you start touching it, that's because petrol. You know, you could, I've said before, what you could use is what I use, this Coleman fuel. Simple that, Coleman fuel. Now, if you don't want to use that, you can get them from Go Outdoors. Excuse me, slurping my tea. Right, now, going on from there, I've I'll be checking the pressure release valve. I'll be checking that, same as on the other one. This is the Russian one, a lot different. So that's those done. Now what I'm going to do is, I can clean the tank up later, but I quickly clean these up in brick acid. You can have it diluted down if you want, but I do it in brick acid, and I have cutlery old brushes, etc., you know, to do it with. Toothbrush is handy. What else you got here? Oh, I've got a dirty brush there I could use. No, that's whatever. Yeah, I could use that dirty brush. And I've got this one here. So there we go, that's just the start of it. Right, and I'm going to put some brick acid in a little 5-gallon canister. I'll cut the side of the canister out so that you can submerge the stuff in there and work with it. You want gloves on, obviously, and I will be getting those, like so. And we go from there. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to clean these up the best I can, and then when that's done, I'll bring you back. Right, just brought you back. Here's the Optimus one, and I put the bell off of the silver one. I clean this all up, as you can see. I put some common fuel in it. Put some common fuel in it. So, you see what it does. And there it is there anyway. Your graphite packing in the spindle, that's fine. That was this one, that's fine, this one. So I put a new rubber washer in the cap because it was leaking. So you know, it looked alright, but it wouldn't tighten up. When I took it out, it was disintegrated, so looks can be deceiving. So anyway, let's give this a turn round for you. Zoom in a little bit so you know. That's that one done. That's glowing red, that is. Oh, let's just turn the lights off and you can see for yourself. So, that's one helicopter or Chinook, or whatever you want to call it. That's that one going. Off. And I've checked it for the candle and it goes off, and you've got a pricker built-in pricker in that one. So I'll empty that when it's cooled down. I'll put this piece of metal here so I didn't burn the bench. Right, let's put that back in there. Now, where are we going from here? I've got to see the chap Monday about the 2 tins. Obviously he's shut at weekends. Oh, sorry about that, I get out of breath so quick. Here's a silver one, all cleaned up, this one here. Got your wick in. Your jet was blocked up on this one. This is your Russian one. And your bowl, all done. I can put this bowl back on actually. Don't need that. There anymore. Just nip that up. That's it. That's that done. Jet's unblocked. I've cleaned your oh, sorry, I keep forgetting the words. I've got to sit down. I'm suffering today with my breathing. That's definitely bent down, that one. Might be able to straighten that one up for you. As you can see, it's bent down. You see that? So I'll lift that up a touch. Compared to the other one, it's not right. And as it's brass, it will bend up easier. I'll put some edges on this bolt nut so that I can do it up. I'll put a new pipet in there. There's a new pipet in that one, that's fine. So without further ado, I'll leave it there for a minute, because what I've got to do now is polish this tank up. So that shouldn't take long. By the time I've done that, this Optimus one should have cooled down a bit. I noticed you got a ding in the tank here, that was on the bottom. Bit of a dent there, but that shouldn't affect it in any way. And there's a bit of a dent on the Optimus one as well. My voice is going now. Alright, okay, without further ado, I'm going to go in the other shed and I'm going to polish up that other tank. This is your tag. I'll bring you back shortly. Russian one, I just put the just priming it at the moment. It's gone out, so I'm going to light it with my lighter, see what it does. It's a bit warm. Oh, it's hot. Alright, that's better, mate. Alright, that there, Warren, is that's a pricker I put in there. We need to have a reading camera shot. Yeah. turn the light out, see what we got. There we go. There's a nice glowing one as well. So, I think you'll be pleased with that, mate. I'm just going to snug it out now. Check to see if we've got a candle. There we go, turning down now. So you can simmer that quite low. There's your candle, and it goes out. So it's shut off properly. And just remember, Warren, to turn these off, you turn them clockwise. That turns them off. Don't turn them anti-clockwise. That just puts that pricker straight up through the jet, but it's not shutting off the fuel. Oh, right, now what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? Release the pressure out of the tank. That gasket's all right, by the way. I had to put you another one in your Optimus that had it. Let's turn the lights back on. We'll be able to hear ourselves then. That's, what's it? Sunday morning. Do you know I've been at this for 3 hours, the pair of them, cleaned up, done everything, but this nut that goes on the tank, you see it, that nut there, well, I put some flat edges on it in the hope that the spanner would take it up, but excuse me, I didn't know if I'd get another turn on it. I tried it by hand. I thought, oh, I ain't going to go. So I had to go back, you know, half a turn or something. And I thought, no, that's not right. It's too loose because it's a tapered thread. So done no more. I've had to put the nut in the vise and turn the tank until it's level. So you're not going to be able to get that out of that tank unless you do the method I've done, but I don't think there's going to be any need to, because I've got you a nice new wick in there, and your pipet's okay. So all that remains is for me to clean this bell up when it's cooled down. I've already scolded myself once, I'm not going to do it again. I'll clean that up on the buffer when we're done. And put that over there. Yeah, just square. And then what I should do is Monday morning I'll be going down to Dover, which is what, about 18 miles I think. And I'll see if this chap can clean these tins up, because quite honestly if you try to put paint over the top of them, well, it's going to look really pants. So I'm going to go down that road, I think. Now let's put this away. Where are we? There. You can go there. So, right, Warren, I'm going to cut you loose. And I'll bring you back when I'm fitting them onto the tins, and we'll see how we go from there. Catch you in a bit. Well, Warren, bringing you back. I'll clean these up the best I can. I'll just zoom it in a little bit. Don't go much more. This is your Swedish Optimus 8R, and you can swap the throttle keys over if you want, but I've put it on this because that's what they had, them ones there. I've cleaned this up the best I can, including your heat shields and your dads. I'll clean that up. Got the key on there as well. Now these two here, these two rods here, yeah, these two rods here, there's not a lot of wear on them, mate. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put them on your dad's stove, because you can see it's being used then, and rather than a brand new set on there. This set, I've had to make another set for this one. Where are they? Here. I had to make another set for those. Alright, and they are pigs to make. I've been having a job to get hold of this metal, because it's only, bear with me, I'll tell you, 1/8. It's only 1/8 thick, and B&Q here don't have them. They did do, but they're out of stock. So this morning I had to gel down to Chestfield, that's down near Herne Bay, at 7 o'clock in the morning to get these rods, because they don't seem to be as busy as what Canterbury does, so therefore they have a lot of stock in. Now I don't know whether you want me to put this back on, but if I do, you can always ring me, but if I do, it will be, where will I put it? I will probably put it in this one, because they wouldn't have had it in there, but it's up to you really. I mean, I can just put it in there and stick it down and hope for the best, but I would only do it on the base, not the lid, because the base, if you drip anything, it's going to get a bit hot, and the base does get hot compared to the lid because you've got the lid right open. So that's food for thought. Now moving on from there, there you go, there's your two tanks. I've cleaned this up the best I can. Your the other ones, here's your other ones, I'll put them in it, but in your stove, one of them, so you'll have both of them. You'll have two pairs in one of your stoves that I should put crossways just to shut the lid up. Oh, pardon me. But I've painted, here's your blue, I've painted the Optimus can lid blue. This is your Hammerite. You won't get the full effect of it, but there's some sort of idea of the colour of it there. That you would have only got in these tins for your dads. That's all they done, was that grey metallic. So, but I managed to dig out, but the last one, you're lucky, I managed to dig out one of these, which tells you it's made in Russia or Bulgaria or wherever. But there it is anyway. I'll slap that on the tin also. And I've got both tins up here sprayed, waiting to, well, they're drying. I've got them in my shed, and I've got my shed heater. I put that on every night now, stop my tools going a bit rusty, you know, you get surface rust on them. And oh, let me just sit down for a minute, mate. Getting old, and I. Now the thing is, you must use Coleman fuel in these, mate. I don't recommend petrol. To me, I know that you can get your petrol out of your petrol tank on your motorbike, but all that black soot and shit and everything else, like, you know, it's not good for it. I have put, so Coleman fuel is fine for it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's what it is. Coleman fuel has been cleaned up. All the chemicals have been taken out of it. So, you know, it's far cleaner. Although there has been before, that's got all the chemicals taken out, but it's petrol. It's still different. It's not an oil. It's a petrol. So I can't clean these tanks up anymore, especially the your dad's. It's the plating's coming off. That's what's happening to it. But your pipets, your little pipets in each cap, they've all been done, and your washer underneath. I've cleaned up all your bell and spreaders. You've seen that going, so you know it works. Oh, let's push that down a bit. That's it. And Coleman fuel, as I say, is the thing to use for this, and you won't get all that shittiness up there, mate. It stops a lot of that. Paraffin and petrol makes things black and sooty. And the other thing is, if you got this in your backpack or wherever, and you've got it anywhere near any food, that petrol, even paraffin, well, that's even worse for tainting your food. It seems to penetrate all the paper, cloth, everything. But as I say, Coleman fuel doesn't. So I recommend you go with that, mate, and you won't have a problem. I'll put your 2 wicks in. They're all done. I don't know if I've said this before on the previous one bit, but you've got 2 new wicks in there. There was no wicks in there at all. Hence the reason there was a bit of gauze in this tube here. There was some gauze in there, fine gauze, but I don't know why that was in there, because you only have them in the Optimus 111s, and it's rolled up and it's pushed down the shaft, but that still has a wick inside of it, and this gauze goes around the wick, and then you pour it in, push it in that tube. So anyway, I've managed to get that out. I've cleaned your jet. The jet in this one, your dad's, was blocked. It was quite a bad blockage. Anyway, I've managed to clear it. I thought I was going to have to replace the jet, but I've cleared it, and it seems to be fine now. So, without further ado, I'm not happy with that little thing. That's got to come down, hasn't it? That's better. I'm a stickler for getting things right. I like things to be right. I can't do much about this, but at some stage you might be able to get a spare bell and flame spreader, but they are not cheap. They are quite. I've got a spare one in there that is for my use, but you can get them. You can go to Optimus Spares. I think they're about £8 each or something, you know. Well, it all depends how you want a penny pinch, but I think a new flame spreader on there would do you proud, mate. You'd definitely get some sort of a better flame, I think. I've tried to put some flat edges on these tubes here to do it up with a spanner. I got some on there, but I had to file it so it fitted one of my fat spanners, so I could nip it right up tight. But that is tight to get it round to there. You don't want to tighten it any more, as you're going to shear this off. That's what's going to happen. It's going to shear off the tank. So without further ado, I'll bring you back a little bit later on when the paint's dry on these two tins, and I'll fit them together and you can see for yourself then. Bring you back shortly, Warren. Cheers, mate. Right, bringing you back, Warren. I've painted your blue one. I did it down, but I've had to give it a second coat. It's that one there, just so you can see it. Let's turn it around a bit for you. Okay, that's just getting a second coat. One or two little patches that I'd missed yesterday, so I've just given it another coat this morning. Now, these two here, oh, I can't stress, you need to use this, mate, for your for priming it. You really do, mate, because it's going to stop all that sooting up and everything. Now these two here are your two, they're the worst warm ones, they are. So what I've done is I've knocked you up a new set. Alright, now there, this is your dad's, this one. Let's bring it up to you. These are very good condition, these bars, so I've cleaned them up and they fit a treat. I've painted it hammerite grey, which is the colour that they used then. Let's move it back a bit, drop it down. There you go, that's all set. But if you can get yourself a new bell and spreader, that would be great, because this bell's very thin metal, very thin. And it wouldn't do any harm just replacing that bell. If you get a true Optimus 8R bell, that's the ones on the brass tanks, there's a thicker metal and it's a better connection down at the thread. So that's that one there, all done for you. Bring it up so you can see it. Alright. Turn this one up as well so you can see inside there. Alright. And you was lucky. I have one more left. And there it is, mate, alright. So that's on there. What I should do is I should probably, for some reason this catch just will not clip on there. It goes down, but it clips over, but it's not holding. So just be careful when you pick that up like that, it'll come up, see? And I don't know, I don't think I can do anything to make that any better, mate. Anyway, there it is. I'll put these in there somewhere amongst your other stuff. And as I say, your blue one, you've seen that, it'll look exactly the same as this, but in blue. You won't have that on it because it's not a Russian or a Bulgarian one. Obviously you've got little dents here, you can't get rid of all these little things. The paint shows it all up. But I was quite pleased how it turned out, considering how much paint was on there. I mean, it was thick. You know, I've got to admit that it was bloody thick. But there you go. It's on there now. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with that, mate. Alright, you take care. I'll phone you up and give you this, the link for you to watch the video if you want. Well mate, you take care, all the best, catch you later.